My name's Michael Smith from Middle Georgia Water Systems.
I'm Nathan Hush from Middle Georgia Water Systems.
Hey, we got a few tips for you. We got some cold weather they're calling for this weekend, and a couple things we want you to do so you can have a Merry Christmas. Nobody wants to be without water on Christmas, so we got a few tips, a few different wells, different examples we're going to show you guys that just hopefully will be helpful to you. So, you ready?
Yep, let's do it.
Let's do it. First thing we want you to see is this is a rock well cover. You may have one of these, or you may have a well house, or your equipment may be inside, but this is a rock well cover. If you don't have one and you need one, we do sell those, but this isn't a sales commercial. This is a helpful commercial to try to tell you what to do, not to do. If you look at this install here, we just got here, walked up to it. The hose is sticking out from under the well house. So therefore there's a draft here, the air can go under. If you have this set up and you're doing like this, you're gonna probably have problems with your stuff freezing. So you wanna make sure everything's tucked under, it's sitting flush. We'll show you more about that in just a little bit, but we're gonna open this up and show you what you're looking at under here. It's a heavy, heavy rock. So you'll see here, maybe come around over here. This is just basically a standard residential installation. If it's gonna freeze, this right here is your nipple for your pressure switch. That's where it freezes first. That's your 1/4 inch nipple there that will freeze up. Any of these pipes can and will freeze with cold temperatures. So I would suggest in this situation to even undo the hose and take it out just to get it out of the way. These pipes need to be wrapped up, especially this one, or some heat tape or a lamp under here or a heater, something to give you some heat in here, because it's going to be 3 days of temperatures below freezing, and that's what we're trying to help you guys out with. So this is just a standard installation here. So I'm back at the same well. We got the water hose out of the way. It's sitting flush on the slab, but in this situation, I still get concerned that if any draft can get under there where the rock well cover sits on the concrete. If you want to take some pine straw or some hay or something and put around the outside, even dirt, if you want to throw it up on the slab, if you can make that system airtight or make this rock well cover airtight, it helps your chances of not freezing. So just another tip there. Okay, so unfortunately we see this a lot. Well houses don't get taken care of, yada yada yada, but we got a phone call from a lady. The little lady, she couldn't even come out here to check her well to see if it was wrapped up or not. So we told her when we were in the area we'd come by and check it out. So this is what we get here to see. If you'll come around here, Nathan's inside. He's going to show you how bad this one is and what's going to happen if not taken care of.
So this is a situation where this is a bored well instead of a drill well. It's a little different system, and this is a bored well pump. The jet pump sitting on top of the well. And so we see this a lot where people have wrapped it up in the past, and it's kind of deteriorated over time, got wet and different things. So this is a situation where this could freeze fairly easily, especially like this pressure line kit right here. This would freeze probably first, and then you've got these galvanized pipes that around this faucet that could also freeze and potentially bust. So this is a situation where we're probably going to advise her to rewrap it, to weatherproof this as much as we can, especially with the temperatures getting as cold as they're going to be this week.
So here's another example of where it can potentially freeze, especially with the wind blowing and the wind chill factors we're going to have. This slab is uneven, so the rock doesn't sit flush on the bottom. So what we're going to do is either take some pine straw or something, go around it. In this case, we're going to take some of the rock dust and put around it just to make this thing airtight. If you can keep it airtight, you've got a better chance of keeping it from freezing. So it's something as simple as doing this. We've gone all the way around and put the rock dust on this one, so this one should be pretty airtight. You want to put a light inside there, a heater, you can still, but the main thing is getting that draft from going underneath there. That'll help you out big time. Okay, so here's another type of well installation. This is called a pitless adapter. This is just the well head. If you have this application here, nothing here will freeze. We've got this cap loose here, so the water line actually goes through the side of the casing underground. This 1 inch line down the side is just a conduit for this wire. Everything, the equipment, all the pipes and all are inside the well house here. You may have a garage where all your equipment's kept in the garage, or you may have a basement where all your equipment's kept in the basement. That's fine, you don't have to protect anything in that case unless you leave the garage door open. If you leave the garage door open, or if you leave this well house open, everything in there is going to freeze and bust. Nathan, show them what we got on the inside of the well house here.
So just come inside, basically, yours, like you said, yours may be in a basement, yours may be in a garage. A similar setup is going to have a bladder tank and controls. This case, the controls are actually on the wall. But you might have a different setup with a pressure switch and different fittings and everything right there by the tank. Those things can freeze if you allow a door to be open, or like a garage door like this that can be rolled up. Just make sure those are airtight and down like they're supposed to be, and you shouldn't have any problem as long as they're in an insulated space.
And this homeowner also has a heater plugged up in the well house here to keep this room insulated and warm as well. So I don't think this customer's gonna have any problems with the cold temperatures, fitness of that, everything's inside, insulated, and heat as well. So with the maximum effort here to keep it from freezing. All right, so we're at another well now. This one is not on a pitless, but it is outside the well house. This customer has already wrapped their well up. The pipes are above ground, so these pipes that are under this here will freeze. They have wrapped them up good with insulation, taped them up, and then actually put a trash bag over it, tape that up, trying to just keep as much off of it as possible. These pipes coming out of the well house, the white pipe is just a drain for the filtration system. It doesn't have water in it at all times, so it's not going to freeze. The pipe that's wrapped up is the water bearing pipe, so they've done a good job here of getting that wrapped up to try to protect it from freezing, but that is above ground, so that's a potential freeze place. It's a block well house. All the equipment's inside. There is a heater in here as well, so you can feel the heat coming out, which is a good thing, because this door, you have a gap here. That could cause it to freeze, but with the heater going in there, they're not going to have a problem with it freezing inside the well house because the heat is generated there. But if you didn't have a heater in there, you would want to try to seal that gap up there best you can. So this customer's done a good job as well, keeping theirs ready. All right, so we're at the last well we're going to do today. This one is completely exposed out in the wide open. This well will definitely freeze in cold temperatures like we're supposed to get. This well will not freeze because it doesn't have power going to it. This customer doesn't use it very often, so they have the power turned off. The system's drained out, so these pipes are not going to freeze and bust because they don't have power. But you may find yourself in a situation where yours is completely exposed like this. And if you do, you can get you some pipe wrap, put around it. That's pretty easy. This is the area that freezes first. Do everything you can. Put some blankets over it. Whatever you can do. You want to protect it. Even if you've got to turn the power to your well off, open the faucet and drain the water out of it, that would be better than having it sitting there in the wide open and freezing and busting, because when it does, then you're in trouble. People ask us also, do I leave my well running? Do I let it drip? You got another issue there. If you do that, you want to do it outside, because you don't want to let all that water go into your septic system. If you're on a septic tank, if you're on city sewage, you're probably not on a well, so you don't want to cause a problem with your septic tank. Also, you got the potential of, if you've got a low yielding well, of pumping your well out. So there's a checks and balances there that we don't want you to have, fix one problem and cause yourself another problem. So if you can just protect everything, wrap it up, do everything you can. Don't do the minimum, do the maximum as far as trying to protect it. Because I know if you're up north and you're watching this video, you're probably thinking, man, this is silly. But we're in Georgia. We don't have very much cold weather to have to deal with this, but when we do, it causes problems. And so, what else, Nathan?
Well, that's good points. And all these different applications, if for some reason you do all these things and you still have a problem, a busted pipe or a leak, or you have something happen with your well, frozen pipes, you can still call us this weekend. We're still going to have guys working, so you can call. The number's going to be in the description, and our website is going to be on there, so you can fill out a form on there to get in touch with us. And we just hope more than anything that you have a Merry Christmas, don't run into any problems, and hope that you have a good New Year.
That's right. Appreciate you guys. Thank you for your business, and if we can help you in any way, let us know.